running into those good old technical difficulties. I hope all is well because hopefully you guys can hear me and everything's come through right because whatever reason OBS wants to be difficult today. So hopefully it sounds good and looks good because I don't know what's going on with OBS. Hey, what's up, Richard and Maya Love? How you doing? I hope this is all sounding correct because it was getting on my nerves earlier. Yeah, for this stream, assuming you guys can all hear me, in this stream, we're gonna be talking about who I think is gonna be the, how do I say this? Who I think is gonna dethrone the current champions. So basically, all of the current champions have to lose eventually. So the question is, who are they losing to? In the WWE, I'll be breaking that down, going through it in real time. I haven't really had a good time to think about it, honestly. So we're going to be going through this in real time. Who I think is going to be Bailey, who I think is going to be Liv Morgan, and the tag team champions, Bianca and Jade, so on and so forth. So that'll be fun. But before that, we're going to be talking about what happened on Raw. A little bit what happened on Raw. Not too much about what happened on Raw. Like just a little time on Raw. Because Raw was actually a very good show yesterday. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Raw is now the top program on freaking WWE television. It goes Raw, it goes NXT, and then it's SmackDown. Okay, SmackDown is in the dirt. Hopefully they'll get that together because right now it's not the most compelling content. But yeah, we'll see we'll see how it how SmackDown shakes out these days. But right now it's not the best. But we are alive. We make sure everything is, because OBS is being weird. So let me make sure this is operational. Can you hear me? Let me just ask that right now to those who are in the chat right now. Is it functional? Because OBS being weird. OBS being weird. Great, awesome. I don't know why, like, my OBS picture is on delay. It's like a second delay. Usually is really in time. For whatever reason is like maybe a half-second delay, and it's like throwing me off. But okay, if you can hear me, good. I'm not gonna worry about it. Now, what was like? Oh yeah, Monday Night Raw. So guess what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw? Finn Balor. I believe Finn Balor is working with Liv Morgan. I believe he is in cahoots with Liv Morgan, and that is the storyline right now. A lot of people think that Dominic Mysterio is working with Liv Morgan. Maybe, but I think it's more clearly Finn Balor at this point based on the storytelling that we've gotten so far. Why do I think that? Well, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and JD have all spoken to Liv Morgan. The only person who has not straight up come out and said like what's going on in terms of what's like why he's talking to him. If you remember, Dominic Mysterio said that hey, I can't help that girls like me. That's his explanation. Liv Morgan is coming on to me. I can't help that. She likes me. Hey, I'm a good looking guy. Well, I can't help that, all right? That's Dom's explanation. JD has said, hey, Liv Morgan talked to me, but I told her, hey, Liv Morgan won't be holding that belt very long. Rhea Ripley will take that belt. So that's his explanation. The only person who has not answered for talking to Liv is Finn Balor. Now, to be fair, nobody has outright called him out on it, right? Nobody said, hey, Finn, you've been talking to Liv Morgan. What's up with that, right? But if you're looking closely, which is very, very good storytelling by WWE, very subtle storytelling. When I posted this on Twitter, when Damian Priest was talking to JD McDonough, the number one stunner, he said, hey, I know you're talking to Liv. And he looked directly at Finn Balor, directly at him. I'll show it to you, but WWE would take down the stream. So I'll just post it in the chat, okay? I tweeted this earlier. There you go. So, let me show this. Pause. So, OBS being weird. There you go. So check this out. So Finn Balor says to JD, "Hey, you've been busy talking to Liv." You know, he looked directly at Finn Balor. See that? Look right at him. Damian Priest knows that Finn Balor has been talking to Liv Morgan. Okay, he's hiding something. Finn Balor does not know that he knows, because the second he looked back at Damian Priest, Damian Priest looked back at JD. So Finn Balor has been talking to Liv Morgan. Damian Priest knows it, and he hasn't really called him out on it for whatever reason. And I like this storytelling because it's clear that Finn Balor is hiding something. I believe he is in cahoots with Liv Morgan in particular. Out of everybody she's been talking to, JD, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor has been the most corrupted, if you want to use that word. He's been the most enthralled with Liv Morgan's talk. I'm telling you. Finn Balor is working with Liv Morgan. Damian Priest knows he's talking to Liv, but he doesn't know the extent of it. He just knows that he's talking to her. I believe this is the story here. Finn Balor is the one who is in cahoots, mainly. I believe, and you see here, once he looks back at him, he looks back at JD, right? So he knows that Finn Balor is talking to Liv Morgan. This is the storyline. Because right now, Finn Balor is really upfront about his disapproval of Dominic Mysterio talking to Liv Morgan. He's like, "Oh, get away from him. Stay away from him, Liv Morgan." He's in cahoots with Liv Morgan. I'm telling you. All right? Finn Balor cannot be trusted. Now, it's reasonable that Finn Balor can act like this because JD and Dominic Mysterio is not going to say anything. But Damian Priest is a bad leader. Damian Priest is busy sending his teammates to go fight freaking Braun Strowman, knowing damn well they're going to get their ass kicked. Or like, go take on Braun Strowman. This week, you take on Braun Strowman. Next week, you take on Braun Strowman. For all we know, he's going to send Finn Balor after him next week. He's sending his boys to go get their ass kicked by this big-ass dude. And I'm sorry, but Damian Priest is not the best leader. Rhea Ripley was better than him. And right now, because she's gone, it's all falling apart. Finn Balor is working with Liv Morgan. She was in the damn car. She was in the car with him. She was in the most compromising location. You do know how tight you have to be, or what kind of conversation you're having if you're talking in the car with somebody. They traveled to the damn location together. Finn Balor is working with Liv Morgan. Now, the question is, when is this turn going to happen? When is he going to expose himself? I'm convinced that it can happen as early as Clash of the Castle, potentially, or as late as Money in the Bank. But at some point, it's going to be made clear that Finn here is in cahoots with Liv Morgan. I just don't know when they're going to pull this trigger. Maybe at SummerSlam? Okay. Yeah, he's being shady for sure. Now, when it comes to Dominic Mysterio, at first I thought Dominic Mysterio was being mischievous. He was intentionally fooling everybody, and he was working with Liv Morgan as well. I'm not so sure. If Dominic Mysterio was actively working with Liv Morgan, like actively working with her, the storytelling here wouldn't make much sense. Liv Morgan is going out of her way to tell everybody, "Hey, Dom's working with me," right? If there's something you'll be hiding, like she didn't say that per se, but she's telling the whole world, like, "Hey, Dom likes me. He wants to be around me." If you're trying to fool somebody, if you're trying to trick the audience or the Judgment Day, you wouldn't be so upfront about it, right? I believe that Dom is being manipulated. I believe he's being converted by Liv Morgan, but I don't think right now, as it stands, that he's actively trying to help Liv Morgan. I think subconsciously he might like her. Subconsciously he might be turning. But right now, I think he believes in his mind that he's with Rhea Ripley and he wants to do the right thing by Rhea Ripley in his mind. He's slowly being converted because it's easy to manipulate that dude. The same thing that happened with him and his dad. When Rhea Ripley turned him against his dad, Liv Morgan doing the same thing. It's a slow thing. I don't think anymore. At first I did. But I do not think anymore that Dominic Mysterio is in cahoots with Liv Morgan right now. Finn Balor is. Finn Balor for sure. Maybe JD, because JD and Finn Balor are close. But I know for a fact that Finn Balor is talking to Liv Morgan and he is in cahoots. That's what the storytelling is telling me. That's where the swerve is going to come. He's the one right now who's all up front. Don't talk to Dominic Mysterio. Stay away from him. He's the one that's working with Liv Morgan. It's Finn. Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank, one of the two. But at this point, I'm relatively sure that the big turning point will be when Finn Balor turns on Damian Priest. I just don't know when it's going to happen. You think Dom is innocent, but Finn is, yeah. I think Finn is on Liv Morgan's side. Dominic right now thinks he's on Rhea's side. Alex has a good point. That's a really good point. The reason why Liv Morgan, the reason why they solved the Braun Strowman situation because Liv Morgan went out there and protected Dom. And that stopped Braun Strowman in his tracks, right? So that's seen as a win. She helped him out, and Priest was not out there. So that's that visual of Liv Morgan, Priest, JD, and Dom. That's a new Judgment Day, folks. That's it. Now, when will that be the Judgment Day? I don't know. But that lineup of Liv, JD, Finn, and Dom, that'll be the Judgment Day. And the person that will be the most conflicted will be Dom. He's going to be one to be most conflicted here. Because once he turns to Liv Morgan, he's still going to have feelings for Rhea Ripley. And you're going to have to choose. Dom will have to choose between the two. Rhea Ripley will be trying to say, Dom, what's going on here? Like, what are you doing? And Liv Morgan will say, Dom, come on. We're in a new family now. Come on with us. Come with Finn. Come with JD. Come with us now. We're your new family. That's the dilemma. That's the what word I'm looking for? Not dilemma, but that is the tension in this whole dynamic. Will be with Dom. Dom had to decide. Have to choose. There'll be some match. Watch. I guarantee you, it'll be Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley. Dom will come out there and he'll have to make a decision on the spot. Who are you rolling with? Who you choose? Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley? You have to choose in the moment, and whether it goes with Liv Morgan and becomes a full-on, because Rhea Ripley will be babyface at that point. If you go with Liv Morgan, then that's the storyline. Dom has chosen Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley is left out in the cold, metaphorically speaking. Or he'll choose Rhea Ripley and turn against JD and Finn, because Rhea Ripley and Damon Priest will be on one side, and Liv, Finn, and JD will be on the other side, and Dominic will have to choose. That'd be a big moment within the story. I truly believe at this point that Dom is innocent from a certain perspective. Like, in his mind, he wants to be with Rhea Ripley. He's innocent in his mind. Slowly but surely, he's being corrupted and being turned, but he doesn't know it. It's a genuine reaction. The stuff that's happening with Liv Morgan is genuine. Finn is the problem. Finn is the danger for Damian Priest. Finn is the guy who's working with Liv Morgan actively, I believe. Could be wrong. Dijak could be a cool Priest replacement. That's true if you want to start. I think you mentioned that last stream, and I think you're right. Dijak, Liv Morgan, Finn, JD. That's a solid Judgment Day. I think Finn should be presented as the leader next to Liv Morgan. So it'd be Finn and Liv, just like it was Priest and Rhea. It'd be Finn and Liv. But I think that kind of works out in my head. Priest, Rhea out on this side. Dom had to make a decision. Liv Morgan, JD, Finn, and then, yeah, I love the idea of Dijaks. That'd be a great way to use them. Yeah, it'd be Finn and Liv, I think. So that makes sense in my head. I think Liv Morgan is working with Finn Balor. That's where the storylines are going. It makes too much sense because he's the only one who hasn't been called out on it. He's the only person who has talked to Liv Morgan off screen. You know what I said about last stream about off screen conversations. If it happened off screen, something mischievous going on and trying to fool you, whether it be a off screen death or an off screen conversation, it's off screen for a reason, right? We have not seen Liv Morgan talk to Damian Priest yet at all, right? I think when that happens, it'll be on screen. We'll see the Damian Priest Liv Morgan discussion on screen. But until we see that backstage discussion between Finn Balor and Liv Morgan, like, for example, you know how backstage when there's a camera, right? The camera isn't actually there, right? It's like a TV show. The camera's there for us to see like a fly on the wall kind of perspective, right? The only time the cameraman is actually there is when there's an interview session. Let's say Caleb Braxton's interviewing somebody, then we know the cameraman is a part of he's in the room. The cameraman is part of the storyline. He's in there. He's talking to the camera. The cameraman is holding the camera, and the cameraman is in there. So a wrestler could go in there and punch the cameraman, right? He's part of the scene. Whereas with some other backstage segments, like a TV show or a movie, the cameraman is there, but he's not actually there. The camera is there for the audience, for the sake of the audience, right? So we haven't seen an actual backstage segment that's genuine yet, right? Between Liv Morgan and Finn, between Liv Morgan and JD, between Liv Morgan and Dom, or between Priest. We know she talked to those three, but we haven't seen the actual conversation, like the fly on the wall perspective yet. Until we see that, none of these people can really be trusted, right? We have seen some interaction between Finn Balor and Dom backstage, like after Damon Priest walked away. And again, the cameraman is there, but just for the sake of us, he's not actually there, right? It's just a fly on the wall perspective. And at that point, he's talking to Dominic Mysterio as if, I mean, if they were in cahoots together, once Damien Priest walked away, there'd be no reason for him to like keep the ruse alive, right? There's no reason for him to do that. Again, the cameraman isn't actually there. So until I see an actual backstage segment that clears these dudes, they're all suspicious, but I think Finn is by far the most likely. And I just think it makes more sense because it doesn't make sense for Liv Morgan to be actively telling the world, hey, I'm turning Dom, guys. Dom likes me, if he's working with her. It doesn't make any sense. You would try to keep that under wraps. You would try to pretend like it's not happening, but she's actively telling the world, I'm converting Dominic Mysterio. That'd be weird if that was actually, it already happened, already got him, but this pretend like I'm doing it in real time doesn't make any sense. So I think Dom is genuinely conflicted, and Finn Balor is the man who was pulling the strings with Liv Morgan. Could Liv versus Rhea be a Hell in a Cell feud? Yes, it could. I think the first time they wrestle will be the match where Dom has to choose. The first time they wrestle, that'll be the match Dom has to make a decision. I think it's a better storyline for Dom to pick Liv Morgan, and then we go from there. But the first match will be Dom has to make a decision match. And Rhea Ripley will probably lose. Rhea will lose to Liv Morgan. And then it makes the most sense. It'd be silly for Liv Morgan to lose right at the gate for the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. So Rhea will lose. And then we go from there. This could go all the way to Mania. It's possible. Do I think it'd be good? Do I think do I think that's the right decision? Is it the most compelling direction? Maybe. It depends on the storytellers. But I think it could go all the way to Mania. What a hell of a storyline for Liv Morgan, right? To go from the girl who is the underdog, who never win the big one, to having this massive storyline. Guys, this storyline is the A storyline. Liv Morgan is leading the A storyline on Raw. This is it. Liv Rhea Ripley, this storyline, her turning heel, her converting Dom, her working with Finn Balor. This is the main storyline, the A storyline in the entire company right now. As we speak, ultimately the Cody Rhodes, Bloodline, Roman, The Rock stuff is the top story, but that's kind of on the back burner. Liv Morgan is leading the top story right now. We'll see how she does. Like I've been saying for years, Liv Morgan is an ideal heel, more so than babyface. If you want her to have a long reign, she needs to be a heel because she's more believable as a heel. She has that big wide smile she has. It leans right into heel. Her cadence sounds more like heel. Heel is the way to go for her for the longest time. I've been saying it for years. And the Liv Morgan stands have disagreed with me, but I've been telling them for the longest time. Liv Morgan is a fucking heel. I don't think so. Not babyface Rhea Ripley. Not babyface Rhea Ripley, my friend. Deja. I don't think so. She's not winning that belt immediately. That's not the story they're telling here. This is a long storyline where Liv Morgan is actively corrupting the Judgment Day and taking that away from her. It makes no sense for her to lose right away. The first time they face each other, Liv Morgan will win. I'm telling you, that makes the most sense storyline-wise. She is taking Finn, she's taking JD, and she might take Dom. For that to have any type of weight, she has to beat her the first time at least. You cannot have Rhea Ripley come back the first match and take her belt. That'd be silly. This is a long... Babyface Rhea Ripley has to have some adversity. She has to have some adversity. She can't come in there, come back, and then steamroll Liv Morgan. That makes no sense. That would pretty much derail the entire thing you did with Liv Morgan. Completely derail it. She has to lose. She has to lose. And then she has to come back. She's the babyface now. No more dominant heel Rhea Ripley who takes punch people in the face and takes names later. Nope. She's the babyface now. She got to struggle. She has to work through it. She can't come back and be the old, I'm heel Rhea Ripley and I'll dominate everybody easily. Nope. She has to have some adversity now. Get used to it. Rhea Ripley will not be this dominant force that don't lose. She'll lose her first match. She will lose. She will lose. Yes. like I said, the first time, like she'll cheat. Like if she loses, it'll be because Dom made a decision and Dom chose Liv Morgan, and Dom will help Liv Morgan cheat to beat her. Easy out. You protect Rhea Ripley, you tell a better story. So that's what I think is going to happen, folks. Finn is the guy to keep your eyes on. It's all about the Finn man, I say. And good for Liv Morgan and her character. Like, we'll see how it goes, but she's got to push now. No excuses for the Liv Morgan stands. Time for Liv Morgan to show what she got as a character. The last 2 matches have been the best. Her cage match in Becky Lynch was not the best. Her match in Becky Lynch in Saudi Arabia was not the best. But as long as the storyline is good, we'll be fine. Now, another thing I said about Liv Morgan is that I do not believe she's going to be facing anyone at Money in the Bank. I do not believe she will be defending. Before, I thought that Bayley would defend at Clash at the Castle, and then Liv Morgan will defend at Money in the Bank. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm not so sure. I think it's very possible that Liv Morgan will not defend. Now, what evidence do I have for that? Last year, did Rhea defend at Money in the Bank last year? No. Did Rhea defend at SummerSlam last year? No. Back to back, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, the 2 biggest shows of the summer, the summertime, Rhea Ripley did not defend. So are we really shocked if Liv Morgan doesn't defend? Triple H likes Liv Morgan to be in the Judgment Day storyline. Like I said before, when people got mad at me in a tweet I sent out yesterday, I said, for those of you who are upset about Rhea Ripley's booking, guess what? Liv Morgan about to get that same booking. She's going to be all in the Judgment Day business and not in the women's division. Now, let's be consistent. That's all I'm saying. Be consistent. If you had a problem with that with Rhea Ripley, you better have a problem with Liv Morgan. That's all I'm saying. I don't mind it at this point because I get what he's doing. I'm comfortable with Triple H's booking at this point. Like, I know what he's doing. Liv Morgan is the story with Judgment Day. You're going to keep Lyra out of it. You're going to keep Io out of it. Focus on Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. That way, when it hits the apex, Rhea will return and you can tell that story. Fine, okay? It actually is more justifiable now. It was less justifiable with Rhea Ripley because there was no actual story beyond I'm the Judgment Day leader. This storyline with Liv Morgan is setting up for the Rhea Ripley return. So it's more acceptable that they're doing it this way because you have an in game with the women's division. Whereas with Rhea Ripley, it was just I'm the leader of Judgment Day and there's no storyline in sight, you know? So I'm more forgiving of at this point because there's an actual ultimate women's story they want to tell between Rhea Ripley and Liv. But yeah, just accept the fact that Rhea Ripley is the story for Liv Morgan, and she will not be in the women's division pretty much at all for the next month or 2, I think. I think she's very much going to be working with. So here's a tweet that sent the Liv Morgan stands crazy. That asked for some consistency. I said, hey, guys, time to see who's full of shit in the IWC. Maybe that's a little strong. If you had a problem with Rhea Ripley booking, you had better have a problem with Liv Morgan's booking because Triple H is about to do the same shit. Liv Morgan will be working with Judgment Day going forward and not in the women's division. Ha, 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 ha. And everybody started making a bunch of excuses. All I'm saying, I don't have a problem with the booking. Just be consistent. That's all. This is fine as long as it leads to Rhea Ripley's storyline. That's fine. I disagree. Raw was good. Raw was not bad. Raw was good. I watched Raw, streamed it live. I enjoyed Raw. Raw had good storyline progression with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Had a good storyline progression with Alpha Academy. I loved the segment with Alpha Academy. That was great. Chad Gable is an awesome, fantastic heel. I love what they did with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker looked like a beast against Ricochet. Ricochet looked well. Like, they didn't bury Ricochet in that match. Good match between those two. I love that they bringing in like this triple threat vibe between Ilya, Ricochet, and Braun. I love that. I love the tag team match for the most part with Bianca Jade against Natalya and Zoe. That beautiful 3-minute one shot. They came back for commercial and they just one shot at the entire thing all the way to the finish. It was amazing. Looked great. Now, you could argue that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn didn't make any sense for them to do what they did, right? If they want to if they want to challenge Bianca and Jade, why will you attack before the end of the match? You should wait until Bianca and Jade win the match and then attack them. Because that way they eliminate Shayna and Zoe out of the picture and then you can come in and attack them and make your claim, right? But they interfered in the match before it ended, so now it's a triple threat match instead of a. Never mind. Maybe it's genius. Maybe it's genius. Because if it's a triple threat match, you don't have to pin Bianca or Jade. You know what, guys? I had this whole soliloquy. This whole thing about why it was dumb for them to do what they did. Now that I think about it, it's smart. Because if it's a triple threat match, you don't have to pin Bianca or Jade. Pin Zoe, pin Shayna, and you win. It's brilliant. And now that I think about it, if the thought process was, you know what, I'm going to get into this match, we're going to interfere in this match, we're going to make the GM force it to be a triple threat tag team. Now we can pin Zoe or Shayna, because Bianca and Jade, they're difficult as hell to beat. We all know this in kayfabe. Bianca doesn't get pinned very much. Jade almost never gets pinned, if at all ever. It's never happened in the WWE. Now it makes sense for us to make this a triple threat match, and now we can pin Zoe or Shayna. It's actually smart. If that's the goal here. Wow, that was no joke. That's a real time epiphany, Tiffany epiphany. That's right. Wow. Somebody I saw said that was dumb. And I agree with them until just now. I'm gonna find who said it. But no, it's not dumb at all. It's smart. Now they can pin Zoe or Shayna. Wow. Anyway, shut me up. The Unholy Union, smart. Aladon, Alba Fire, you got smarts. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's genius. If they could force it to be a triple threat, that is genius. Okay, wow, okay. Never mind. That rocked my world just now. Okay, so that's good. I like even more now. I love that segment even more now, that match. I love what they did there. Now, what else happened on Raw? But yeah, I enjoyed all that. Really good stuff. Now, you argue that the women's division is kind of lacking. Oh yeah, Io Sky. Io Sky attacked Lyra Valkyria. I saw that coming. I literally called it right before it happened on the stream. That's her storyline. So Lyra and Io are feuding. Lyra wants to win the Money in the Bank. That's what she said on the show. Io is actively her foil right now. That's her foil. So again, like I said before, Liv Morgan will be going all the way to Money in the Bank, and I don't think she'll be defending. So I think Lyra will be in that Money in the Bank match. Not think, she said it. So who else is she going to face? Not Io. I don't think Io is going to face Liv Morgan. I don't think so. I don't see it. Liv Morgan will not have to defend. Lyra needs Becky before Survivor Series. Becky might be out until Raw on Netflix, I think. Oh, another thing. I had it, now it's gone. It's about Io and Liv Morgan. Oh yeah, here it is. Money in the Bank last year. Do you guys remember that card? Not a single women's world title match on that card. Know what the two women's matches were? The Money in the Bank match and a tag team championship defense. That's your two women's matches right there. Money in the Bank for the women and a tag team defense. Don't be surprised if Liv Morgan is in Judgment Day business and does not defend. And don't be surprised if Bayley does not defend. That's what happened last year. If it happened last year, it can happen this year. Tag team defense for Bianca and Jade and the women's Money in the Bank. That might be it. I'm telling you guys, Liv Morgan is going to be in Judgment Day business, and they're going to ride that until Rhea Ripley returns, because that's the story they want to tell. You don't need to have Liv Morgan face Io Sky. You don't need that. You don't. Io Sky's a heel right now. She's a heel who's going crazy backstage, beating up everybody, destroying furniture and destroying property for no damn reason, beyond the fact she lost to Lyra Valkyria. So that's Io Sky's storyline. She's wacko right now. It's going to be separate from Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan will skate free and easy to SummerSlam as champion, I think. I can see that. If Bianca and Jade pin Zoe, then you got to see the rematch. Well, not the rematch, but I see the match against the Unholy Union at Money in the Bank. For sure. Can't believe that. Wow, it's smart. Make it a triple threat. Pins Shayna. Wow. Wow. All right. So that's all I really want to say about Raw, I think. Raw was a good show. 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Good wrestling. Great work from all the involved. Great camera work. Great wrestling. Good storyline advancement. Am I missing something before I talk about before I dive into my who I think is going to win the titles, who I think is going to dethrone everyone? I think that's it for Raw, right? Yeah, I talked about Braun beating Ricochet. That was a good match. Braun Breaker, give him all the titles. Give him all the titles. Oh yeah, Kiana James debut. Short but sweet. Did what she needed to do. I like Kiana James a lot. I'm high on her, very high on her. Athletic, looks great. Looks like $1 million, of course. Really high on Kiana James. I think she is a talent. I hope the GM angle will get her more TV time. I'm hoping her and Adam Pearce have more interaction. I'm kind of hoping that she supplants Adam Pearce, like she replaces him at GM. That'd be cool. And she's a wrestler GM, like that'd be awesome. Even more effective than maybe a Sonya Deville role. Like she's a GM, but she wrestles. I would love that. She's great. She's talented. She's young. I like her a lot. Like she's showing up on TV every week. It's very short spurts. So I'm hoping to have a plan with her and Adam Pearce. That could be really cool. All right, let's talk about the main topic of this video, which is who I think is going to dethrone who. All right, let's start off with the NXT, and we'll move from there. Now, I don't give a damn about the Heritage Cup. I don't even give a damn about Tony D, to be completely honest with you. I'm not a fan of the storyline with the family. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Tony D. I don't care what's going to happen with the Heritage Cup, to be completely honest with you. I'm going to skip it. Now, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Who do I think going to dethrone them? I think it will be the OC. I think the OC have gone down to NXT. I think those old veterans are going to come together and they will dethrone Axiom and Nathan Frazier. So that's my Gallows and Luke Gallows and Anderson. I think they'll come together and beat them. Give those old heads a win. Give them something to do down in NXT. Let them be champions. Respect those guys. And they will take out Nathan Frazier and Axiom for a short spell. And then Axiom and Nathan Frazier can win the belts back. Of course, they're going it back. But I think for right now, it's going to be the OC. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now, Obafemi. Who I think is going to dethrone Obafemi. This is a little harder because Obafemi is young and talented, and I doubt they want anybody to beat him anytime soon. I'm going to predict that it'll be like a big underdog storyline, similar to Sami Zayn and Gunther. So I say Wesley might do it. Let me look at the NXT roster real quick. Because the NXT men's roster is kind of lacking these days. Unfortunately. No offense. But they lost a lot of star power. Let's take a look at NXT roster real quick. On this screen. Well, I have Obafemi on this screen. Superstars. Hurry up. Move fast, Will. Move fast. Let's say that it is Devon Evans is a possibility for sure. Devon Evans, that's possible. Wesley, maybe. Bradley Osborne, nah. Rich Holland, nah. It's between Wesley and the young OG. I will say that at some point, Wesley will win that title back out of respect and will beat Obafemi. Then Obafemi will go up to the next level of for the next title, the A title, maybe. But it's kind of tough with Obafemi. But right now, I'll say Wesley. Probably wrong, but I'll go with that for the next North American champion. Now for the women's North American Championship, that's a new belt. I'll add that in here for the sake of it. I say Fallon Henley, good old Fallon, cowgirl, will do it. She's the only heel in that match. Not the only heel. She's actually, that's wrong. Jada Parker and Lash Legend are heels, but she is a woman who's been there, grinded it out for a while, never won a championship. She just had a heel turn change, so a new character change here. And because there's so many baby faces like Thea Hale, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, there's more baby faces in the women's division than heels. I'll give that title to Fallon Henley, let her carry that, and let the baby faces come a knocking. You know, it makes more sense to do that because there's more baby faces down there that are talented that can challenge for that title. So I would do that. Fallon Henley, you are North American champion for the women, first ever. Here's your reward for all the hard work you put in, all the good work you've done without a title. Here you go. Kalani Jordan, I think Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka are going to cancel. They don't cancel each other out right now. I don't think when Kalani Jordan wins it, it'll be because she pinned somebody. Like she'll dethrone someone. Kind of similar to what happened with Liv Morgan. Like you don't want Liv Morgan to win it via Battle Royal, so you want her to beat Becky Lynch. I think you don't want Kalani Jordan to win it via ladder match. I think you want Kalani Jordan to beat somebody for it, or Sol Ruka to beat somebody for it. I think the heel will win it here. I think Fallon Henley will win it. Then you can have Kalani Jordan beat her, or Sol Ruka beat her, or Thea Hale beat her. Right? I think that's the direction we're going here. Fallon Henley, that's my story because nothing else makes sense. It won't be Jade Cargill. Well, of course it won't be Jade Cargill. She won't be in a damn match. It won't be Jada Parker. Jada Parker not winning it. Lash Legend, she's too mixed up with the whole Noam Dar stuff. I don't buy it. She's not really a single competitor right now. I don't buy it. So no Lash Legend, no Jada Parker. Who else is in the damn match? Oh, Michin not doing it. It won't be Michin. Michin has a storyline with Nia Jax lined up, so that's out of the question. So really three: Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, and Fallon Henley. Now the question is, are you going to pick between Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan right now? Are you going to make a decision right now between those two? Because right now, Sol Ruka is probably the most overpowered wrestler. I mean, like in terms of power scaling, like she's hard to beat. It's hard to pin her right now. But do you put the belt on her right now? Right? Especially considering who I think is going to beat Roxanne. Based on that, I don't think you put it on the babyface right now. I think you put it on the heel. And Fallon Henley is the obvious choice right now. I think they're going to go babyface with the next one, Roxanne Perez. I think they're going to go babyface there. So they're going to go heel with the other one. Right? Babyface champion has the A belt. Heel champion has the B belt, I think. So right now I'm going with Fallon Henley. We'll see what happens. Would I be shocked if Kalani Jordan or Sol Ruka wins it? No. But those are your three. Kalani, Fallon, Sol. Right now I'll go with the heel. As for Roxanne Perez, reason why I'm going with the heel with that belt, because I think a babyface will win this one. Will win this one, obviously, and that'll be Julia. Julia will win it. Simple, easy, 100% certainty. No ifs, ands, or buts, or coconuts. Okay, it's going to be Julia. Julia will beat Roxanne Perez. The Joshi from Amari Gold will come in NXT. Ava will call her up to NXT. She will beat Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez will blame Ava for what's happening because right now her and Ava have a beef, and she thinks Ava is working against her with the Chelsea Green pick, with the Jordan Grace pick that we'll see her tonight on NXT. Now Julia, she'll think, oh, Ava, you have it against me. I'm out of here. I'm done with NXT. Fuck this place. That's when Roxanne Perez will go up. Roxanne Perez, when she loses the belt, she'll be done with NXT. Roxanne Perez will go up to the main roster. She may have she may get the challenge again for the belt. Beyond that, I think she's done. Once she realizes that Ava picked Julia and she lost to Julia, she said, oh, you're trying to work against me. I'm done with this place. I'm out of here. I think they're going to call her up the second she loses this belt. Because it doesn't make much sense for her to go back to the mid-card or go back to the North American chase. I think they're going to elevate her to the main roster when she loses. That's why they've been serving her up all these big matches. Chelsea Green, main roster talent. Jordan Grace is basically a main roster talent from TNA, like a TNA champion. Next will be Julia. She's gonna be gone. Main roster time when she loses. So Julia would be a babyface. She's a babyface. So Fallon Henley will be your heel champion, and then Julia will be your babyface champion. No, I have no doubt in my mind that Julia will beat her at Heatwave. And then Roxanne goes up to the main roster. No doubt in my mind, like clear cut. I'll bet anything that Roxanne will lose to Julia. And I think she's moving up to main roster, but she's definitely losing to Julia. Let's go. So that's my pick there. Julia will be NXT champion. She'll be a 2-belt champion, potentially, because I think she'll be holding that Marigold belt eventually. She'll walk around Japan with that belt for the longest time, which is why they have the North American title, because they don't want to put the belt on Julia, have her go to Japan, and then have the women have nothing here in America while half the time Julia's in Japan. That'd be kind of weird. So that's why they created the second belt, guys. It was because of this scenario. They know they wanted to put the belt on Julia, so she's going to be gone half the time. So you said, you know what? Let's make a North American belt that are current baby faces, the Sol Rukas, the Kalani Jordans, that they can fight over while Julia has the belt in Japan. So I think it makes sense. It works fine because the North American belt is there for them to fight over. Trick Williams. Yeah, this is tough because the North American title is on Obafemi. I don't think Obafemi is going to be beating Trick anytime soon. And I think the NXT men's division is kind of weak. So I would guess that maybe Ethan Page, at some point, he may win it. It may be a similar situation to what they did with Dolph Ziggler. When Dolph Ziggler came down to NXT and beat Braun Breaker for like a spell, like a day, and then Braun Breaker won it back. They could do that. They could have Ethan Page win it for like a week or two, and Trick wins it right back. They could do that. There's a lack of options. I don't want to say Obafemi does it. Not yet. Not now. He'll have to lose his belt first. So it's probably Ethan Page is my best guess. I don't have any like definitive answer. I don't have anything. I'm gonna go with Ethan Page because he's there and he's hot right now. He just got there. People are excited about him. So that's about it. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. Ricky Starks. When is his contract over? That'd be a great pick if I knew when his contract going to end, but I don't know. You guys know when Ethan Page, not Ethan Page, you guys know when Ricky Starks will be a free agent? That'd be great. That'd be a good guess. If we knew when he's going to be available, that'd be a great guess. I just don't know. Trick Williams may never drop the belt. Maybe not. Maybe not. There's lack of options there. All right, let's move on. I'll say Ethan Page for the hell of it because I can't think of anything else. Ethan Page. All right, let's move on to the main roster. Okay, let's start with the Awesome Truth. I believe that it'll be one of two groups. It'll be AOP, the Authors of Pain, unless they're on SmackDown. No, they're on Raw. They're on Raw, right? Right? Yeah, they're on Raw. It's AOP or the Creeds. That's what it is. If they want to put the belts on Creeds now for the sake of the Chad Gable stable, I would love that. That's my personal preference, is that it's a Creeds. But I think AOP might be a good, they're hot right now. They got a big win against a New Day. They may be setting them up for a win here. I think for right now, I'll say AOP, but I want it to be the Creeds. But I don't think the Creeds are far enough along yet with the storylines. So I want it to be Creeds. I'll guess AOP for now. So AOP is my pick to dethrone Awesome Truth. We'll see how it goes. But I want it to be Creeds. Moving on to A-Town Down Under. I would love to say the Street Profits, but I don't think I'll buy that. Who else is on SmackDown? DIY? No. I'm having a hard time remembering who's on what show with the tag team division for whatever reason. Let's see. SmackDown roster. Not LWO. Not Cedric Alexander and Dante the Adonis, unfortunately. Not the Judgment Day. Because they're heels. Maybe Street Profits. DIY is pretty deadly, yeah. So it's DIY or Street Profits. I think there's a storyline right now where DIY are kind of like they're not really breaking up, but there's a little bit of tension between Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Yeah, Street Profits is DIY. It's kind of a toss up. I'll go with the Street Profits. We are DIY. I'll go with the Street Profits for now. Then maybe they lose the belts to Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, maybe? I don't know. But I'll go with the Street Profits for now. No conviction with that at all. No conviction whatsoever. I'll go with the Street Profits. Now it gets interesting, folks. Let's move on to the singles titles. Oh, no, wait. No, Bianca and Jade. My bad, Bianca and Jade. This is tough. Because the name I'm going to say, or the team I'm going to say, aren't even a tag team right now. They're not even a tag team. So how can I say they're going to win it, right? I'm going to go with the tag team of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Yep, you called it. Yep, I agreed. Nia and Tiffany, that's the tag team. Guys, I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen, folks. I think Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton will be a tag team eventually, and they will beat Bianca and Jade. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that's believable in my mind. I don't think I don't think Zoe and Shayna can do it. I don't think the Unholy Union will do it. I don't think the Kabuki Warriors will do it. I don't think any variation of Damage Control will do it. It has to be somebody like a Nia Jax and a Tiffany Stratton tag team. That grouping, those two together, they're friends. They work together backstage. I'm sure the corporate side or the suits creative know at this point that they get along well. I think you want to get Tiffany a belt, you want to get Nia Jax a belt, and they're friends. They'll love working together. You put it on Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. That's how you beat them. They can cheat, of course, but that's the strongest tag team I can think of. And it's a big match for them. Probably after SummerSlam, because I think, not probably, because Nia Jax has a match at SummerSlam. So it'll be after SummerSlam. But I think Tiffany and Nia Jax will get tag team gold eventually. They'll beat Bianca and Jade. And that's when Bianca and Jade will have a falling out, maybe. That's how you explain they losing. That's how you explain them losing, I think. Uncle Howdy's stable. Well, you think Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross? I don't want to see, I have to be honest. I don't think I want to see anybody in not Unholy Union, but anybody in the Uncle Howdy faction. Once they start wearing belts, it's going to get a little funny. Like, it might get a little wonky to see them carrying around gold, you know. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss walking around with belts. I don't necessarily buy that. Yeah, it's always tricky when it comes to those kind of factions. You want to keep it cool and interesting and kind of dark. But once they start wrestling and winning gold, it kind of becomes kind of goofy. But we'll see how they execute the whole Uncle Howdy stuff. But I don't like the idea of them winning tag team gold. I like Nia Jax and Tiffany. That's my go-to right now. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, Howdy should not be the title picture. I agree. Can you imagine Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss walking around with the belts? We are no one. We are everyone. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's possible. Like Undertaker was champion, I'm sure, right? It's possible. I just don't love it from my aesthetic. Visually, I don't love it, but it's possible. All right, let's move on from this. Like I said, Nia Jackson, Tiffany Stratton is my pick. All right, now it gets interesting. Now it gets interesting. Good old Bailey. Not Nia Jax. Not Nia Jax. I think he's the hardest one. Bailey's reign is the hardest to predict. It really is. So I do not think Nia Jax will beat her. So I think Triple H wants to give her a big win. Year 2024 is all supposed to be all about Bailey and her run. This is supposed to be her year. She hasn't had a staple win yet. Not a big win. So why would you have Nia Jax beat her unless she beats Nia Jax later on? I can see that. I can see her dropping to Nia Jax and her winning it back. That's possible. But I think she has to have a big win in the reign or it's for nothing. She won the title in a big way. She has to have a big title defense at some point. And I think it's going to be Nia Jax at SummerSlam. But I will concede it's possible that Nia Jax could beat her and then she beats Nia Jax later on that year. But I think if she does lose to Nia Jax, she has to win the title back. So right now I'm gonna say she beats Nia Jax at SummerSlam by hook or crook, however she does it, and probably the Money in the Bank winner, probably your best bet. I don't think it'll be Tiffany because I have Tiffany and Nia Jax winning tag titles. I have them winning tag team gold. So I think Nia Jax walking around with the Queen of the Ring crown and talking up how she's a queen, that's enough for her for right now. I don't think they're gonna parlay that into a title win against Bailey. I don't. So who beats Bailey? Money in the Bank winner. Who's gonna win Money in the Bank? It's tough. I think it's between Tiffany and Dakota Kai. Preferably, I'd say Dakota Kai, but I have no confidence in that whatsoever. That's more with my heart than my brain. I don't think he's going to fast track Tiffany Stratton. Everybody thinks it's going to be Tiffany. I do not think they're going to fast track it for this year. This is her first year on the main roster. Triple H likes for the young cats like Carmelo, like Ilya Dragunov, to go through some feuds, hang in the mid card first, and then go up, right? I don't think they're going to push her to Money in the Bank right away. If she wins Money in the Bank, she's going to win. She's going to beat Bailey. I don't think they're going to do that so fast. I don't think they're going to fast track her to be champion. So it's tough. Not Nia Jax, not Tiffany. I'm sure this will be wrong. I'm sure it'll be wrong. But I'll say I think Jade Cargill is more of a threat for her. Like, I think Jade is more of a threat. But I think Jade is going to win the Royal Rumble first. I think they'll give her the Royal Rumble win. Dakota Kai. There. Dakota. I don't think Naomi is going to beat her for the champ. I don't think Naomi is going to, unless she turns heel. Are you telling me that Naomi's turning heel? I don't see it. She had a feud with freaking Blair Davenport. I don't see Naomi turning heel. I don't see that match happening. I would love to see Naomi turn heel. I would love it. I'd love to see it. But that's a projection I can't make. That's like too far out there. But it's a Money in the Bank winner. Whether it's Naomi, whether it's Dakota Kai, whether it's Tiffany, I have no conviction or confidence in any of those. So for the sake of this argument, for funsies, I'll say it's Dakota Kai. But I don't believe that really. I don't have any. That's my heart, not my brain. I don't know. I don't know. Babyface Holder could be a new Charlotte Flair returning. In my mind, I'm thinking Jay Cargill wins a Rumble. So if Jay Cargill wins a Rumble, then Bianca Charlotte, they'll try that match for a third time in a row. For a third time, Bianca versus Charlotte, maybe. Now, if Nia Jax wins a championship at some point, then I could see them having Jade Cargill Nia Jax match, where Jade Cargill topples Nia Jax. There's so many possibilities. For the sake of this, I'll say Dakota Kai. But I have no confidence. Let's move on. I can talk about this for an hour. For an hour, I can speculate, but I don't know. So we'll just say Dakota Kai, but I have no confidence on that. I just move back to the next. Let's keep going. I can talk about this forever. Sami Zayn. I want to say Chad Gable. I know she's on Raw, but if she wins Money in the Bank, she can cash in at any point on anyone. So it doesn't matter. Chad Gable is the logical choice. I think Braun Breaker is an outside dog, but like I said before, Triple H likes to take his time with the young folk. So for the sake of that, to be consistent, I'll say Chad Gable. Chad Gable beats Sami Zayn at some point. Then gets the Creeds. Have Gable and the Creeds. That's my story. I think whenever the Creeds help him out is when he'll win it. I'm going with Chad Gable. I love that for Chad. Chad's been a great heel. Good stuff for Chad Gable. Logan Paul will lose at SummerSlam to LA Knight. Yeah. Clear cut. LA Knight wins his single gold in Cleveland, in Logan Paul's hometown. LA Knight beats Logan Paul. Yep. LA Knight will beat Logan Paul. So I'm pretty confident in LA Knight. Another one, Chad Gable. I feel pretty good about it. But yeah, that's my story. Can you imagine if Chad Gable wins Money in the Bank and Chad Gable catches in on Sami Zayn? They've been doing that more often. Well, they actually have not been doing that more often. But if you don't want anyone to cash in on Cody Rhodes, you don't want anything to be a failed cash in, you can have him cash in on a mid-card title. Chad Gable can cash in on Sami Zayn to finally win that IC. It's not a bad storyline. For him to finally win that IC title, he cashes in on Sami. I can see that. Some people might be mad that he used it on that mid-card title, but I wouldn't be that mad. Yep, so Dakota Kai, no confidence. Chad Gable, feel good about it. LA Knight, feel good about it. Now for Ricochet, the Speed Champion, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe some heel. Who knows? I have no idea. Braun Breaker win the speed title? I don't think so. I think Braun Breaker is going to be like a heavy hitter going to Rumble. Super confident about Dakota Kai. It wouldn't shock me. I like that. That's why I picked it. I like it. And now for the top. It's interesting how Liv Morgan is above Bayley here. Don't tell the Bayley fans. Don't tell the Bayley stands. Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley. Whether it's early or later on, Rhea Ripley will beat Liv Morgan. Nobody else. It's Rhea. Clear cut, 100% certainty. No ifs, ands, or buts. It'll be Rhea that beats Liv Morgan. I'm sure nobody has any complaints or debates about that one. Clear cut, straightforward. Liv Morgan will lose to Rhea Ripley eventually. That's not even worth talking about. Damian Priest. The champion has to face Gunther at SummerSlam. Has a match against Drew McIntyre, where anything can happen. I love this matchup at Clash of the Castle. Anything can happen. CM Punk could come and interfere, or Finn Balor can pull his trump card and finally screw over Damian Priest. So both of them have a chance to lose by screw over, by interference, whether it be CM Punk or Finn Balor and Liv Morgan pulling the strings. So I don't know. For now, I'll say, because CM Punk has been pretty quiet. He's been really quiet. Are they planning to have CM Punk screw Damian Priest in his own home country? Are they going to disrespect Damian Priest to have a short reign like this? I say no. I'm calling it. I say no. I say Drew McIntyre retains. I'm sorry, Damian Priest retains. Drew gets screwed, and they let Damian have a little bit longer run here, and they let that Judgment Day storyline play out a little longer. Let it play out a little longer. So I'll say CM Punk screws Drew McIntyre in Scotland. Damian Priest retains to lose the belt later on down the road. Because I think by the time Damian Priest faces Gunther, Damian Priest will be a babyface. Damian Priest will be babyface, and that is when Finn Balor will pull the trigger. That's the storyline. He beats Drew because of CM Punk. He then loses to Gunther because of Finn Balor and Liv Morgan shenanigans. Damian is a weak champion. That sucks. Yeah, I think Gunther beats him, and that's when the whole Judgment Day will collapse, and that's when Finn Balor will turn. SummerSlam will be a big day. It'll be a big day. Oh, what if Finn wins Money in the Bank? That's a good call. That's a good call. It could. That's possible. I can see that. That'd be good for Finn. Maybe Liv Morgan help us. Maybe Liv Morgan does some puppeteering there. Maybe Dominic goes out there and helps Finn Balor. I don't know, but yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. I think Finn will be the reason Damian loses. So I think it'll be babyface heel dynamic, not Drew Gunther. It'll be Damian Gunther. So now I'm thinking for sure that CM Punk will screw Drew McIntyre. But at some point, Drew will win that belt. At some point. I just don't know when. But I don't think they're going to have Damian Priest's reign be that short. So. Yeah, no cash-ins on the same night. I don't think so either. I don't want that either. So you have Dakota and Finn as your Money in the Bank winners. Solid. Anyone but Jay. Don't let Jay win it. The Money in the Bank. It's just me, Oos. Day one-ish. Okay, let's move on to the final one. Another tough one. Cody Rhodes. The answer to this question is either The Rock, Jacob Fatu, or Randy Orton, or Solo. Okay, so it won't be The Rock. I don't think it'll be The Rock. I think that's silly at this point. It won't be Solo. It won't be Randy. I think Randy loses. I don't think it'll be Jacob. I would love for it to be Jacob Fatu, but I don't see that either. I don't see it being Roman Reigns either. In a weird way, The Rock might be the most logical of the remaining names. I don't like it because he's a part-timer, but in The Rock, Roman, I don't think it'll be Roman again. That's over. Not Solo. Not even Jacob. So The Rock is your only real option because it won't be Randy. He's gonna hold this belt for a while. He's gonna be champion heading into Mania. So a long reign coming. A long reign. All the way to Mania, folks. All the way to Mania. So in that case, we know that Rock wants a Mania match. If he's going all the way to Mania, he's facing The Rock. So anything that happens between then doesn't matter. You're not losing. So just out of default, by default, it's probably The Rock, right? Just by default. I hate it. Heel Randy, that's possible too, but if heel Randy beats him, it's because he beat The Rock. It's like post-Mania season, like the next year, right? Because he's going undefeated until Mania. So if the Randy Orton beats him as a heel, it's because it happened in 2025, right? You guys agree with that? If that's the case, if that's storyline, then it's 2025 is when he loses to Randy Orton. That's a while away. That's a while away. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Because it keeps Rock away from the title. So, yeah, but that's it. The ones that are straightforward, the straightforward ones are Liv Morgan losing to Rhea Ripley, right? Logan Paul losing to LA Knight at SummerSlam, straightforward. Roxanne to Julia, straightforward. Those are like the two. Those are like the three that's straightforward. Roxanne losing, Liv Morgan, and Logan Paul. Everything else is kind of like there's some debate to be had. Yeah. Yep. Agreed, Richard. Those are the two. Those are the two, including the Julia one. Julia to Roxanne. Those are the three easy money ones. Bet all your money. But beyond that, it's there's debates. There's some debates that can be had going forward by the other ones. You know. Some debates. I don't know why I closed out of that. Whoops. Bailey and Cody are the most hard to predict. I agree. Definitely Bailey. Definitely Bailey. Super hard. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with her. I have no clue. Because she could lose a Nia Jax or she could win. She could get cashed in on or she could not. It's all up in the air with Bailey. For sure. Oop. You think Tiffany cashed in on Bailey this year? I'm thinking Tiffany will get a slower burn here. They won't fast track her to championship. I don't think so. I mean, what's the evidence that she's going to push Tiffany that fast? What's the evidence? I don't see it. It's tough with Bailey because Bianca and Jade are in tag teams, right? So until we I would think that maybe a heel Jade could do it, but until they break up, we can't say that. We don't know when that's going to happen. We don't know how long it's going to go. And I have a suspicion, a hunch that Jade Cargill will get that Royal Rumble win this year, or next year. So if that's the case, she can't beat the champion, right? Can't beat Bailey anytime soon if she's winning the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I saw that Tiffany signed to a Hollywood agency. Yep. She wants to get her she wants to be in movies. She wants that somebody's gonna present her or represent her in pursuing movies and different podcasts, different type of get her name out there. She chose that agency to help her with that. So she's looking toward the future. I don't blame her. I think Mercedes and Bianca did the same thing before, so I think Bianca becomes a two-time Rumble winner when it's time to do the Bianca Rhea Ripley stuff. Mania 42. I think Bianca will be a two-time winner at that point because I think Rhea Ripley will probably be champion. And if you want to tell the story of Bianca versus Rhea, somebody has to win the Royal Rumble, especially if you want that match to be the top, potentially main event of Mania. I think Bianca will then win the Rumble to then challenge Rhea Ripley for the big show. You know. Charlotte will be a wild card when she returns late this year. We'll see what they do with her. I think Bianca Charlotte is a safe bet. I like the safer bet. Keep Bianca away from the title. Keep her away from Rumble. Have Charlotte Flair and Bianca have a dispute or some type of conflict in the Rumble. They eliminate each other. Set that match up. A singles match with no title, non-title match. Then you start setting the stage for Bianca and Rhea Ripley because Bianca will beat Charlotte Flair at Mania. Then go full on. Put Bianca after Mania 41. I think he will put Bianca and Rhea on the same show for the first time in 2 years. For the love of God, that's the storyline. They need to do it. But until then, Bianca will be out of the picture. I think he's waiting for that Rhea Ripley Bianca storyline. So Bianca will not be winning any championships anytime soon in the singles division. I think next year will be a big year for Bianca and Rhea Ripley for that storyline, but we'll see. Because I've been wrong before. I'm hoping he pulls the trigger on Bianca, Rhea Ripley after 41, but you never know. You never know. Because I've been saying it for the longest time. I think Rhea Ripley's end game is Bianca Belair. That's the big Mania match he wants for Rhea Ripley. If we put them both on the cover of the damn video game together, that's the big match he wants to do for Mania. So it won't happen at 41 because CM Punk and Barack kind of set in stone. So 42 is the one that's the storyline. That's the time to do it. 42. But hopefully it's still like. Hopefully everything goes well. No injuries, no pregnancies, nothing. We'll see. We will see. Perfect for Dakota. The snake accolade. Yeah, that's true. She could turn on Kyrie or Io, whoever's in the match, and win that damn thing. She can win it by turning on Io. I mean, 2 nights. Okay, so he's talking about SummerSlam. That's 2026, remember. 2026. So if that's the case, that'll be the same year as 42, right? I think we might see a rematch, right? I think we may see Bianca. That'd be perfect time. A perfect time to do the Bianca Rhea Ripley storyline is those 2 big shows in 2026. WrestleMania 42 and the show in Minneapolis for the 2-night event in SummerSlam. Tell a story with Bianca and Jade. Not Bianca and Jade. Tell a story with Bianca and Rhea Ripley, right? Have one match be at Mania, and the other match be at the SummerSlam show. That's the time to do it. 2026, the Bianca Rhea Ripley storyline. Perfect time with those 2 big shows. Those 2 double 2-night events. That's when I would do it. It could be. That's true. It could be. I think Minneapolis got the 2 nights because they were promised a Mania, so they're trying to make it up to them. But they could like pull the trigger on a 2-night SummerSlam. My question would be, why are they announcing the other one for ticket sales and then you do 2-nighter for the next year and not announced yet? That'd be kind of weird. It'd be weird. Possible it'd be weird. You would think they want to announce that now to get folks buying tickets for those 2-night events. But it's possible they could do that as well. All right, folks. That is it for the stream. We got NXT coming up. Enjoy NXT. You have, matter of fact, let me do a real quick rundown of NXT. We got Jordan Grace. NXT exciting, these folks. It's exciting these days. Really exciting. We got big matchups coming up here. NXT debut, singles debut against the woman who disappeared for a while, Stevie Turner. We have Thea Hale against Jasmine Nix. I've been liking what we've been seeing from Jasmine. She's been impressing in the ring, so good to see that. A summit between the 6. Who's going to be the best on the mic here? Who's going to be the best on the mic? Probably Lash, Jada Parker, Fallon Henley. We'll see if they give us any indicators, how they behave and how they work together in this summit. Who talked the most shit? You see they pushed Sol Ruka to the front here because she's the strongest booked of all of them. She has the most, like, if we're ranking like power scaling in video game, she has the highest 2K rating, right? Sol Ruka. I don't think she's winning there though. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Sol Ruka. But of the 2 baby faces, of the 2, they put it on Sol Ruka. So that kind of eliminates Lonnie Jordan right there. Because you're going to put it on one of them. Sol Ruka is the one who, she was the top scorer in the combine. The fake combine scores, she had the top score. So they position her at the strongest of the group. So I think she is the most likely to win as a babyface. But I think Fallon Henley was going to win that just to, like, you know, put it on somebody who's been doing a lot of good work for the over the years. So I think it'll be Fallon Henley. I got Fallon winning it. Soul snatch off the ladder. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But I'll go Fallon Henley for now. Some should be interesting. We'll see who cut the best promo. Last Legend can talk her ass off. So can Jada Parker. Michin's a veteran here. Fallon Henley can talk as well too. We'll see what happens. So Ruka's not ready. She came back from injury. I can see that argument. Who should take the Snow Snatcher? Probably Michin. Probably Michin, because she's the veteran. She can make that look good without like being weird or having like any type of mishaps. So you let Michin take the Soul Snatcher. That's why we do. Kalani Jordan is very good in the ring. She's very smooth, very talented. I love Kalani Jordan. She's gonna be a superstar. She's gonna be a main eventer on the main roster, I think. Right now, I'm going with Fallon Henley. So we'll see how that summit goes. We'll see how that goes. And then finally, we have, where's the Tony D nonsense? Tony freaking D. Don't care. Don't care at all. I'm not invested in Tony D and the Heritage Cup. The men are lacking some something, some aura, some storyline, something. I'm not enjoying the men right now in NXT. Y'all gotta get it together. Y'all are missing Braun. You're missing Ilya. You're missing Carmelo Hayes big time. Get it together, men. Get it together. Well, all eyes and all the talk will be on this show. This match right here. Will Roxanne Perez come out there? Will Roxanne Perez get involved at the end of this match? We will see. Right, yeah. Tony D, I don't love his prospect for the main roster. I don't love it. This whole mob nonsense, I don't buy it on the main roster. Don't think it's going to work on the main roster. So it's very much an NXT act. We'll see if he can parlay that into the main roster. I don't buy it. I don't think so. It's a flawed gimmick for the main roster. It's not going to work. I just don't buy it on the main roster. I just don't. But yeah, this is exciting stuff. All right, guys, enjoy. Kick back, watch NXT, support NXT, support what Shawn Michaels is doing. He's doing great work. We're getting good content on NXT. So watch it, enjoy it. I'll be live tweeting like always. Like always, I'll be live tweeting. And I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you're listening to this. And I will talk to you guys later.